Disclaimer. This is a boys' love story, featuring male-to-male relationships and romance. It is a work of fiction intended for entertainment purposes only. Please listen with an open mind and respect the characters and the plot. Thank you.
Dear Kuya James. Hi, my name is Miguel, and I am 20 years old. If you're reading this letter right now, thank you for taking a little time to listen to my story. I never thought I would share my life with strangers, but maybe some stories are meant to be told, especially when they come from a heart that has been through so much. I grew up in a simple life. We never had much money, and there were days when I honestly didn't know how we would survive the next week. My father left when I was young, and my mother worked tirelessly just to provide food for us. Seeing her struggle every day became the reason I learned how to stay strong. When I turned 20, life became even harder. My mother got sick, and the hospital bills kept increasing. I tried everything I could to earn money. I worked part-time jobs, skipped meals, and sacrificed my own needs just to help her. There were nights when I couldn't sleep because I was worried about what would happen to us. At that time, I was renting a small apartment near the city. To save money, I shared the place with another guy. His name was Adrian. The first time I met him, I honestly thought we would never get along. He was quiet, serious, and always kept to himself. Meanwhile, I was the complete opposite. I talked too much, laughed at my own jokes, and sometimes acted like everything was okay even when it wasn't. For weeks, we barely spoke. Then one rainy evening, everything changed. I came home exhausted after work. My clothes were soaked from the rain, and I was feeling completely defeated. The hospital had called earlier that day, reminding me about another payment we couldn't afford. When I entered the apartment, I saw Adrian. "You're late," he said. "Yeah, long day." Without saying another word, he stood up and placed a bowl of hot noodles in front of me. "You haven't eaten, right?" I froze. It was such a simple gesture, but for some reason, it hit me harder than anything else. No one had asked me if I was okay in a very long time. I smiled awkwardly. "Thanks. Don't mention it," he replied. That night, we talked for hours. We talked about our dreams, our families, our fears, and the things we never told anyone else. For the first time in months, I felt comfortable. I felt understood. Days turned into weeks turned into months. Before I realized it, Adrian became the person I looked for every morning, and the person I wanted to see before sleeping at night. At first, I tried to ignore the feeling. I told myself it was just friendship, but deep inside, I knew the truth. Somewhere between our late-night conversations, shared meals, and quiet moments together, I had fallen in love with my roommate, and that realization scared me more than all the struggles life had ever thrown at me. After realizing that I had fallen for Adrian, life suddenly became more complicated. Every morning felt different. Whenever he smiled at me, my heart would race. Whenever he sat beside me, I became nervous for no reason. I hated how obvious my feelings felt, even though he seemed completely unaware. One night, we were eating dinner inside our small apartment. "You've been quiet lately," Adrian said while looking at me. I laughed nervously. "Maybe I'm just tired." He raised an eyebrow. "That's not it." I quickly looked away. The truth was, I was scared. Scared that he would find out. Scared that he would leave. Scared that our friendship would disappear. As the weeks passed, my feelings only grew stronger. No matter how hard I tried to focus on work and my mother's condition, Adrian was always on my mind. Then, one evening, something happened that changed everything. A strong storm hit the city, causing a power outage in our building. The apartment became completely dark. I was sitting near the window when I heard Adrian's voice. "Miguel." "Yeah? You know, you're the strongest person I've ever met." I felt my chest tighten. He continued softly. "Even when life keeps hurting you, you still keep going." For a moment, neither of us spoke. Then he sat beside me, so close that I could hear his breathing. My heart was beating so loudly that I thought he might hear it, and for the first time, I started wondering if maybe, just maybe, I wasn't the only one feeling something more than friendship. After that stormy night, things between me and Adrian felt different. Not bad, just different. There were moments when I would catch him looking at me, and instead of looking away immediately, he would hold my gaze for a few seconds longer. One evening, I received a call from the hospital. The news wasn't good. My mother's condition had become worse. I sat outside the apartment building trying to stay strong, but the moment the call ended, I felt completely broken. For the first time in years, I cried. I thought I was alone, but then I heard footsteps. Miguel! It was Adrian. I quickly wiped my tears. I'm fine. No, you're not. His voice was firm but gentle. For a few moments, neither of us spoke. Then he sat beside me. You don't always have to carry everything by yourself. Those words shattered the walls I had built around my heart. I don't know what to do anymore, I whispered. Adrian looked at me and placed a comforting hand on my shoulder. We'll figure it out. We'll... Not you, not I. We'll... At that moment, I felt something I hadn't felt in a very long time. Hope. And as we sat together under the city lights, I realized that Adrian had already become more than just my roommate. He had become my safe place. That night stayed in my mind for days. After Adrian told me, we'll figure it out, I couldn't stop thinking about him. The feelings I had been hiding for months were becoming impossible to control. One evening, after dinner, we were sitting on the apartment rooftop. The city lights shimmered below us, while the cool night breeze filled the silence between us. Adrian suddenly spoke. Miguel, can I ask you something? Sure. He took a deep breath. Have you ever liked someone so much that it scared you? My heart nearly stopped. I looked at him, but he was staring at the city. Yeah, I answered quietly. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Then Adrian turned to me. The truth is, I've been feeling that way for a long time. I felt my hands tremble. About who? I asked, even though part of me already knew. His eyes met mine. About you. The world seemed to stand still. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Before fear could stop me, I smiled and whispered, Good, because I feel the same way. Adrian laughed softly, relief written all over his face. For months, we had both been hiding the same feelings, and now, under the stars, there were no more secrets. Just two hearts finally telling the truth. After Adrian and I confessed our feelings to each other, life didn't magically become perfect. My mother's health was still fragile, bills still needed to be paid, and there were people who didn't understand our relationship. But for the first time, I wasn't facing everything alone. Adrian stayed by my side through the hardest days. He accompanied me to the hospital, helped me whenever I felt overwhelmed, and reminded me that being strong doesn't mean carrying every burden by yourself. Months passed, and slowly, things began to improve. My mother's condition became stable, and she eventually learned about Adrian and me. I was terrified of her reaction. One afternoon, I finally gathered the courage to tell her the truth. Mom, there's something I need to tell you. She listened quietly as I explained everything. When I finished, I couldn't even look at her. Then she gently held my hand. Miguel, she said, all I ever wanted was for you to find someone who truly loves you and treats you well. Tears filled my eyes. In that moment, I felt years of fear disappear. Life continued moving forward. Adrian and I kept supporting each other's dreams, celebrating small victories, and facing challenges together. We learned that love isn't about having a perfect life, it's about choosing each other even during imperfect days. Looking back, I realized that the struggles I went through taught me valuable lessons. They shaped me into the person I am today. And if there's one thing I want everyone hearing this letter to remember, that love has no gender. Love is not defined by whether it exists between a man and a woman and a woman, or a man and a man. What truly matters is respect, kindness, trust, loyalty, and genuine care for one another. A person's heart doesn't ask for gender before it learns how to love. It simply loves, and sometimes, the most beautiful connections are found in the most unexpected places. To everyone who feels afraid to be themselves, I hope my story reminds you that your feelings are valid, your journey matters, and you deserve happiness just like anyone else. Finally, thank you, Kuya James, for sharing my story and allowing my voice to be heard. Through these letters, I found the courage to tell the truth about my life, my struggles, and the love that changed everything. With gratitude, Miguel. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more BL stories to be uploaded. Thanks, everyone. I hope you enjoy listening to this BL story. God bless you all.